In a final topic for today, we return to the United States. A few days ago, Antony Blinken of United States tweeted that the US is sanctioning the leadership of the RSF for the genocide they are committing in Sudan. Well, my question is, how does this sanction stop the genocide? In case you don't know, Sudan, you probably know that Sudan has been at war since April of 2023. But the stories that have come out of Sudan have been so painful. For someone like me who follows geopolitics and I follow the news every so often, the kind of things that I'm seeing that is coming out of Sudan, oh my God, it's very painful, extremely painful. So that is why any move to bring a stop to what is going on in Sudan, I welcome it. And I don't mind if it's coming from the Americans. Because for several times, um, the Americans have called for peace and they want to see, they've even said let them handle the negotiation. They've overseen some negotiation, but everything hasn't led anywhere. It hasn't led anywhere. Now, back in 2022, when Russia marched into Ukraine and US, the West, they threw all the sanctions that they could at Russia. What they told us was that the sanctions were going to weaken Russia so that Putin cannot continue his war. They use the word like Putin's war chest. They want to dry out Putin's war chest. That was back in 2022. This is January 2025. Putin is winning. Russia is winning. Putin's war chest did not get dry. So that is what I am asking. What is the point of sanctions? As America now has said we are sanctioning the RSF, how does that stop the genocide in Sudan? You're putting sanctions on the RSF that the leader of the RSF and his family members cannot visit America. Is America the only country in the world? Is the United States the only country in the world? They will go to other places. After all, he's in Qatar. Qatar is an American ally. Sorry, the UAE. The UAE is an American ally. The UAE has been accused of funding the RSF and the genocide they are committing in Sudan. Why is the United States not sanctioning the UAE? Why is the United States not sanctioning the UAE? If you really want to put a stop to what is going on in Sudan, it's not just the idea is not just to fight the the RSF, is to deal with the person that is pushing the RSF, which is the UAE. So if you want to put a stop in the genocide, you said genocide is bad. I agree with you, Antony Blinken. Genocide is bad. But if you want to put a stop to the genocide in Sudan, you start with the UAE that is giving the money, that is funding the genocide. By the time you cut off the money supply, the genocide will stop because they cannot buy weapons anymore. They cannot pay their troops anymore. You can't do anything. The head of the RSF is not in Sudan. The head of the RSF is in, I think it's either Qatar or the UAE. These are allies of the United States. These are American allies in the Middle East. Why don't you call up your ally? Okay, so you don't want to sanction the UAE, fine. Why don't you call them over the phone and tell them to stop? You're the United States of America. Everybody should listen to you. Call the UAE over the phone and tell them to stop. Oh, it's so bad. Don't kill the Sudanese. Oh, we really like the people of Sudan. These women, young men are killed. Even Anthony Blinken in his tweets, he made mention of the sexual assault many women have to endure. Even young girls, children have to endure at the hands of the RSF in Sudan. Sometime last year, I did an episode on this show, and in the episode, I mentioned that over 150 women in Sudan committed suicide to avoid being sexually assaulted by the RSF. Do you know what it means? These ladies, these even young girls, they had to commit suicide to avoid being sexually assaulted by the RSF. And Antony Blinken is giving us a tweet that the what would the sanctions do? Did the sanctions stop Russia? No. Did the sanctions against North Korea, did it stop North Korea? No. The sanctions against Venezuela, did it stop Venezuela and Maduro? No, Maduro, they just inaugurated him. No. The sanctions against Zimbabwe, did it stop the government of Zimbabwe from doing what it wants to do? No. So what is the point of sanctions? How will sanctions change the situation in Sudan? How? Should I tell you what I think? I think that this announcement is for sure. Because if the United States really, really, really wants to stop what is going on in Sudan, they will call up the UAE. They will give a phone call to the UAE. They will. They don't want to stop it. These sanctions that he came to tweet and making announcements with bells and whistles is not to stop the genocide in Sudan. It's a show for Africans to think that America has got their back. That's what it is. It's for Africans to think that America has got their back. So we'll say, wow, you see, America is really the good guy. America is really working to help Sudan. But the RSF is just being too tough. Where is the RSF getting its weapons from? Where? A journalist I saw the report in Middle East Eye sometime last year. A journalist gave the trail of how the weapons get into Sudan, implicating some other African countries. Why don't you sanction those ones? From the UAE. Everything starts and falls from the UAE. The United Arab Emirates. Many Africans are flying to Dubai for vacation. Yet that money you are putting into the Dubai's economy, they're using it to fund genocide in Sudan. This is a show, Antony Blinken, and I'm not impressed by it. Because the lives of these women, of these children, and even these men in Sudan should be worth more than a tweet. It should be worth more than a tweet. See, Africa, nobody's coming to help you. Get that thing into, let all of us understand this. Nobody's coming to help you. Nobody's coming to help you. We by ourselves, we will stand up by ourselves. We will dust ourselves by ourselves and we'll say enough by ourselves. That is the only time when this kind of nonsense will stop. Africa would have to assert complete sovereignty and dominance in its region. In its region, complete. No African state will be tolerant to countries like the UAE that is allegedly funding genocide, the sexual assault of girls and women in Sudan. We will not take it until we get to that point. All this nonsense will keep happening. But we are fast getting to that point. We are running to that point. And very soon, if you continue on this mark, very soon this kind of nonsense will stop. So please let me know your thoughts about Antony Blinken and his sanctions against the RSF. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with everybody so that at the very least we can raise alarm and raise awareness, let people know what is going on in Africa, especially with regard to international relations. And if you want to support the work that I'm doing here, feel free to use the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and it's also on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of The Amanda Show. My name is Amanda Akalono, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.